Do you guys remember Daybreak Nightfalls? Since the release of Age of Triumph in 2017, once per month, this particular modifier would be available for the weekly Nightfall Strike. Daybreak would ramp up ability and super energy recharge rates, similar to the Mayhem game mode for Crucible. Well, this week in Destiny 1, Daybreak is active for the Nexus Nightfall, as well as Arcburn, Specialist, Ironclad, and Airborne. So I knew I'd need to solo it on all three characters. And up first would be the Hunter main, fully kitted out with arc damage, Adept Fatebringer, Longbow, and Zombie Apocalypse for the heavy. For the subclass, I went with sort of an invis focused Blade Dancer build, just in case things got a little dicey. So after a brief visit in the tower, and emoting with some of the legends that still play this game, I decided to hop into the Nightfall. So this week was the Taken version of the Nexus Strike, which I find to be much harder than the original version. These Taken captains in the first room really can just shred you quickly with their shrapnel launchers, of course thanks to Arcburn. Alright. Whew. Okay. Did I just blow that up? I decided I'd need to take things a bit slower and avoid any close-up engagements with the captains because they really are pretty tough. God. $70K. Let's go. All right, 2 down. Dude, 70K feels so good on a headshot. Clearing out the path after this first room wasn't too bad until I reached the room with the Vex Gate, and would once again need to play a bit cautiously. Can't even see this guy. Come on, man. These goblins are the MVP right now. Up ahead, one more group of Taken before the final boss. Now this Nexus boss fight is essentially a mini Templar fight from the Vault of Glass. You've got the Relic Shield that will spawn in after dealing a certain amount of damage in order to drop his shield, and it's a pretty good fight, but certainly not an easy one to solo, mainly because the room is booby-trapped with Taken bombs, but thankfully the modifiers are a bit generous, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Get away from the relic. Alright. Let's actually switch to the 1,000 yard. it can hold more ammo for some reason. Do what? What? I'm getting out of here. Oh, this is the end. Perfect. It is done. Now this was made much easier, of course, thanks to the Arc Burn and Specialist combo, and my Hunter run proved to be the hardest of the 3 solos. Probably because, for one thing, it was my first attempt of the day, and also probably because I didn't use Invis to my advantage as much as I probably should have. But I got an Arachnid Helm for my efforts. Unfortunately though, it was a low roll. Now on to the Titan. And for this setup I went with Zalo Supercell for obvious reasons. The Light of the Abyss fusion from Crota's End because I figured it might help dealing with the captains in the first room with just a couple of bursts. And I might switch to the Defiance of Yasmin for the Nexus boss fight. And the Warpath rocket launcher from Future War Cult just seemed like rockets might be better than a machine gun for larger ad clear. And although Striker Titan would be a bit more fun, I figured nearly infinite defender bubbles with the Helm of Saint 14 would make the run much easier. And I definitely wasn't wrong there, as the first room was an absolute cakewalk compared to the run on my Hunter. So we're popping bubbles, are we? Things were pretty smooth sailing, even in the Vex Gate room, until I got a little bit overzealous and was obliterated by Minotaurs before I could even pop a bubble. Holy shit! We got a shadow box on here too. Now moving on to the Nexus fight. I really didn't expect much of an issue because so far, this infinite Titan bubble strategy was working out incredibly well. Switch over to the Defiance. Oh, that's convenient. getting swarmed. Say goodbye, Nexus.
Well, Guardian,
Ooh, we dropped an exotic. Let's go.
but I've got a legion of hunters to...
I got a Nemesis star from the Nightfall drop, and the exotic engram turned into an armamentarium with one less discipline than the one I use. Moving on to the Warlock, I mixed things up a bit again with the weapons, going with Adept Fang of Ute, the Wormwood Sidearm, which I figured would be really strong with Specialist, and another Arc Rocket, Tormid's Bellows. I decided to use the Self-Res Sunsinger subclass for obvious reasons as well. And the first room this time was much easier than the Hunter, thank you Self-Res, and I was able to move on in under 4 minutes. The Vex Gate room also, no issues. Yeah, dude, rockets is the way to go here. What do we got here for emotes? Ooh, mixing it up, baby. Let's go. And finally, the Nexus fight, which proved to be a bit harder than the Titan run. Yeah, it's over. Holy screen shake. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, these goblins. Alright, I think we got it. And one more rocket. Let's go. Mix it up. Hold the chest.
Just don't like you.
Wait, what?
Ha. And I went ahead and pulled the Skeleton Key chest, which did grant me the Nexus mark for my Titan. And that is this week for soloing the Nightfalls on all 3 characters. This one was certainly much easier than last week thanks to Daybreak and the other modifiers being pretty generous, so let me know if you want to see this be a weekly thing in the comments section. I'd be more than happy to at least attempt to do solo Nightfalls. Thank you guys for watching, I'll see you in the next one.